Disney adults rejoice, there is finally a bar in the Magic Kingdom.
But was it worth the wait? Avast, ma'am, fam. Today we be taking a journey across the 7 seas to a new port of call here in Adventureland, the Beak and Barrel.
Aye, matey, we will be plundering this new tavern for all of their booty, savvy?
Aye, but normally pirates don't be telling the story of their ill deeds before doing them.
Yes, but this is the fam. This is the crew.
Yes, crew.
They need to know what we're up to, so
Yes,
they
crew
can help
today.
us.
Plundering we are doing.
Booty.
Booty.
At this new bar. That's right, ma'am, fam. Disney has opened a lounge themed to Pirates of the Caribbean, which is my favorite ride of all time, so I'm super, super excited to get in there.
And today we're going to go inside, enjoy some libations, have a snack, and look for all of those Easter eggs.
So we are ready to avast, ma'am, fam. We go! You know, I don't know that in my wildest dreams I could have conceived of the fact that Disney would build a Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar in the Magic Kingdom, because drinking in the Magic Kingdom has been pretty controversial over the years. When both Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom originally opened, those parks were both dry, and that was because of Walt Disney's desire to have his parks very different in vibe, in tone, and in audience from places like carnivals and amusement parks. So in 2012, when Disney opened Be Our Guest restaurant in the new Fantasyland expansion, it was very, very hotly debated the fact that they put alcohol on the menu. Since then, they have added alcohol onto the menu of every sit-down restaurant in both Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. And the first lounge to open in either of these two parks was actually on the West Coast because Oga's Cantina is in Disneyland there. People still have a lot of thoughts on alcohol in the Magic Kingdom, but I want to make it very clear. You cannot just walk into any of these restaurants or even Oga's or Beak and Barrel and get a drink to go and walk around the park with it. You still can't get any alcohol at any of the carts. You have to be going to one of these locations and sitting down and enjoying your time in that space. There's also a 2-drink limit at these places. So it's more just like, hey, if you're paying for a very expensive meal at Be Our Guest restaurant and you'd like a nice glass of wine to go with it, you can do that.
And it's also nice that if, you get engaged at Cinderella's royal table, you can celebrate that with a glass of champagne.
So now, in the story of alcohol in Magic Kingdom, that brings us to the brand new Beak and Barrel, which officially opened up just a few days ago on August 29th. It is right next door to Pirates of the Caribbean on the right-hand side, taking the place of the Pirates League. If you remember, it was a pirate makeover-themed experience similar to Bippity Boppity Boutique. That no longer exists, and it's been taken over by the Pirates. Savvy? Specifically, Captain Meridian Goldwyn. She is a rum smuggler by day, tavern owner by night, who opened up this space so that pirates from near and far who drop anchor here at Castillo del Moro have a place to wet their whistle.
Inside, you will find that it is themed to both Pirates of the Caribbean, the attraction, as well as the film franchise. And it is incredibly popular, so reservations are highly recommended. Once inside, you will have a 45-minute limit to enjoy the space for your party and a 2 alcoholic beverage limit per adult. Now, this is just like Oga's Cantina, where you may be standing or sitting or potentially even sharing a table with some of the other pirates on their visit. Ye be ready to venture inside.
Aye, we have asked.
We're gonna go straight ahead to the bar.
Powerful enchantress. She promised no pirate would go thirsty in this here tavern so long as that their enchanted bottle stayed full.
Oh no!
I'm sure that's fine. Not a problem at all. Well, I'll bring my nest. Crew, sort that out, will you?
Where'd the rum go? Bring back the rum.
Or questions about our tavern, one of our grog masters will be happy to answer that for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Please, pretty please, accept our offering.
Yay!
Okay, but this one's mine.
I'm obsessed with this.
It looks like a face, the skull, but it's the back of the ship.
I'm crying. I mean, right off the back, as Alan pointed out, this is the back of a ship, but it's shaped like a skull. And inside here is this enchanted rum bottle that a sorceress gave them, aka Tia Dalma, that as long as it's full, the rum will never be gone. So, you know, that didn't work out great when we first walked in, but the crew figured it out. Oh, here it comes!
We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot, drink up. What? You all know that old shanty too? Oh, it's always been one of my favorites. Hey, let's sing around together then. Come on, crew! You know the words! Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot, drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We pillage and pillage and don't give a hoot, drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Oh, this singing's got this pirate pooped.
And that little cutie was Rummy, Captain Mary's bird, and the quartermaster here at the Beak and Barrel. He's here when Captain Mary is seafaring to make sure everything is under control. And if you remember the original Barker bird, which was a Mark Davis creation, one of the original Imagineers of the attraction, there used to be a Barker bird that sat outside. He mysteriously flew away many, many years ago. This is an homage to him. Other details my eyeballs are immediately drawn to as we're in this main space. You've got this incredible anchor right here that's got the candles on it and the wax dripping down. All along the ceiling right here, you can see these different flags being flown. And if you recall from Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, these are all the flags of the pirate lords. Notably, Captain Jack's is the one with the sparrow on it.
Look at them all. There's not been a gathering like this in our lifetime. And I owe them all money.
Possibly my favorite thing I'm noticing, though, is this hammock right here with the pirate sleeping and his hairy leg coming down, which is obviously a nod to the hairy-footed pirate in the ride, in which my favorite Imagineer, Harriet Burns, had to hand sew in hair into that man's foot and leg. Also, there's a cat on the other side here, right over the door. His name is Cat, spelled with a K. He's a black cat with a pirate earring and everything, and he's Captain Mary's kitty cat, but he moves and such too. And then also the bell over on the side from him, that was a gift from Pirate Red. That was on one of her original ships, and she gave that to Captain Mary as a gift when she opened the Beak and Barrel. Now, legend has it they're either best of friends or sworn enemies, but I'm going with best of friends because I don't like pitting girl bosses against each other. Two queens help each other shine. And then beyond the specific Easter eggs and details, if you just look around, there is just an incredible amount of props in here. There are swords, there are doubloons, there are bottles. A lot of this stuff is original props used in the movies. And then you've got things like this beautiful glass windows covered in barnacles. Those were recovered from a sunken ship. So this entire space before Captain Mary took over it, I was going to say she purchased it, but she's a pirate. Maybe it was forceful takeover. This was used by the Spanish soldiers, and this was the mess hall where they would come to dine. We'll also see things like the brig over here, which used to be where they could have thrown rowdy lawbreakers, and the pirates have pried that open and probably now just throw the rowdiest pirates.
Taking a look at the menu, there are a number of items from the galley. These are your food items that Cook can whip up for you, starting with the Cook's Corn Griddle Cakes or the Island Provisions, down to the Kraken's Catch if you want to be adventurous with the marinated octopus tentacles. They have some non-alcoholic specialty beverages and a wide selection of signature cocktails that I'm very excited to peruse. Of course, there is a pretty significant rum presence, but you also have gin, mezcal, and bourbon on the menu. Now on the back, if you would like a very specific rum, they do have a reserve rum selection for you to choose from, and some draft beer. Both of these draft beers are made specifically for the Beak and Barrel. You can't get them anywhere else. You also have some bottled and canned specialties and a small selection of wines. Now, much like Oga's Cantina, these are the only drinks offered on menus. So if you wanted to come in and order a rum and coke, that would not be possible. They can make slight, very small changes to some of these signature cocktails. And by that I mean, if you don't want a rim on your margarita, then you don't have to have a rim. But in terms of big modifications, like you want to take a whole ingredient out of this drink, not going to happen. All right, enough of me yapping. Let's look at what we got. I have picked up the Siren's Whisper. This is made with pot and column still white rum, Bowls Blue Curacao liqueur, Comber cream and Piche de Vin liqueur, lime and cinnamon. Molly has picked up the Barrels Ablaze. This is made with Jack Daniel's blended bourbon, honey, lemon, and chili. Very simple beverage. We also have picked up something from the galley, the Cook's Corn Griddle Cakes. These are warm corn cakes stuffed with melted cheese, lime sour cream, chili peppers, and cojita cheese. We also have chosen to add the... Oh!
Crusty crackers. Right now, will you?
This might be a double.
Unrelated to anything you might have just seen. Does anyone know how to get a curse out of a tavern?
No idea.
No. We have also chosen to go with the meat option. You can get this vegetarian if you want to with roasted corn and poblano peppers, but we have chipotle braised chicken.
Alright, I'm gonna try to get the. We got nautical miles.
I'm surprised. It's delicious. I'm not surprised. Here, okay. Most of the time, drinks like this that are pre-batched are too sweet for me. Like a lot of the Oga's drinks are way too sweet and I'm more in it for the vibes. And I kind of thought I'd come in here and be like, I love the vibes, but the cocktails aren't for me. This is actually delicious. You can taste the Jack Daniels, a little sweet tartness from the lemonade, and then a slight hint of spice because there's chili.
That's what happens when you don't pay your tab.
This will be my regular order when I come in here.
They're very rare. We're not supposed to do this for everyone. Pay no attention. I know you've already had them. They're said to prolong life.
Ooh.
So here's to celebrating your 200th birthday in a few years.
Yeah, thank you.
Topped with mermaid tears. That is so spirit forward. You taste a lot of that rum, and it punches you right in the mouth. And then it washes away to taste like a more traditional rum beverage. A little sweet. You get some of that blue curacao at the very, very final tasting notes of this. Listen, is it my favorite drink? No. But it is a very, very good rum cocktail. And I'm not normally a rum cocktail guy. I would happily get this again. Cook is doing something back there in that galley. The corn cake is sturdy, a little sweet, with a lot of flavor of that great corn, topped with the lime, giving it some acidity. The cojita cheese, nutty, a little salty, and that slow braised chicken with chipotle. It's smoky, not spicy. That's incredible. And you have melted cheese on top, so you know it's going to satisfy you if you love cheese like Molly.
Hi, mates. I hope everything's shipshape out here. Do let the tavern crew know if you need anything. Oh, don't be alarmed by that giant anchor above you in the middle there. I hung it myself. Yeah, dip it to yourself, you scurvy scum. Drink up, me hearties.
I don't want to be dramatic, and the bar's not that high, but that's one of, if not the single best bite of food I've ever had in this park.
It is. It proves to me that, Magic Kingdom, if you wanted to, you could make good food.
Magic Kingdom, this is amazing. It has a little bit of heat and smokiness to it. So much cheese. That is bomb.com.
Who's ever in the galley back there?
You do not have to walk the plank today because that's a treat.
I know Molly pointed out a ton of very cool details here at the Cursed Bar. I still can't get over just how incredible this skull-shaped rear of the ship is. But if you sort of tucked away here in the back corner on the shelf where Rummy will come out and visit us every once in a while, is one of the chalices of Cartagena, which is from On Stranger Tides, that ultimately Blackbeard drinks from, spoiler alert, and gives all of his life force to his daughter, which is dark. But it's nice that we have one of the chalices here, so nobody's going to be trading life force anytime soon. Although that does make me question the mermaid tears I just drank. Whose life am I stealing? Are they stealing mine? Oh well, it's tasty. Another very fun little, I wouldn't call it an Easter egg, I'd more call it just a nod to This space is the bulletin board on the side of the Cursed Bar, where you have a whole host of different advertisements. Things ranging from ladies' night at the bar. These are all so cool, and it's just I could spend so much time reading all of the different ads on this side here.
Oh! Who's coming? All hands to stations! Repeat after me, crew! Batten down the hatches!
Batten down the hatches!
Strike the mainsail!
Strike the mainsail!
Secure the cargo!
Secure the cargo!
And most importantly, hold on! My good boys, now we get the rum!
Hold the rum! We got the rum!
I gotta tell you, the crew in here has been fantastic. They are making this experience. And I just asked Miles behind the bar, what was the deal with this gentleman over here and his graffiti? He said, we don't talk about him because he didn't pay his tab. So we kicked him out and defiled his portrait that was hanging. Also, Rummy told us Captain Jack isn't allowed in here because he owes quite a debt to Captain Mary. And speaking of Captain Jack, his pirate oath is on the wall as well. I know Alan pointed out some of these, but I have now come take a look, and a bulletin board is like the best place to find Easter eggs of all time. My favorite things on here, the ball and chain matchmaking service, and most importantly, the pup and padlock locksmith with the dog. I mean, like, come on. I'm coming back. I'm coming for ladies' night for sure. Walk the plank swim school. This is hilarious. And look at the auction. This is a nod to the attraction because it's crossed off everything. The chickens are free because you know that lady's trying to give a hen for a 10, and the pirates are saying, we want the rum. So that is a reference to that scene. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with everything in here. I feel like I could spend like a week in here and still not see all the detail. We also wanted to try one of the specialty non-alcoholic beverages, and this does not count against your 2 if you are drinking alcohol. This is the Treasure Trove. It is a mysterious ube, lemon, and coconut concoction, and it is served with some sweet treats, a vanilla cake plank, chocolate cannonball, and golden caramel popcorn. Avast.
20 years.
It tastes like a McDonald's cookie. It tastes like those McDonald's cookies from when we were little that are lemon. I actually quite enjoy that. It's not too sweet. I was afraid it would be too sweet, as a lot of mocktails are, but it's got like the ube flavor, which is very distinct, and then that tart lemon coming in. A little sweetness from the cocoa nut. I actually quite enjoy this. I wish I could pour rum into it, but I'll stay on the steadfast, straight and narrow. I don't know. I'm a pirate. I want to pour rum into it.
Doing great.
I'm nailing it. And now let's try the treats. That is a perfectly acceptable vanilla cake pop. I'm thinking this is like a chocolate truffle. She is rich and dense.
I have a message here from the crew. Will the owner of the brown schooner please return to the harbor? You are double docked. Thank you kindly.
Whose is it? You're double docked. Is it yours? No. You gotta move it. Anyone? It's yours. You gotta move it. You're double docked.
The crew is really making this. And then caramel corn.
Okay, so it's not good.
And it tastes like caramel corn. My thought on the desserts are they're fine. The drink's actually better, I think, than any one of those. And while I think the griddle cake is amazing and one of the best bites in Magic Kingdom, there are far better sweets out in the park, like a Dole Whip or something from the confectionery or the Joffrey's cold brew float or something like that. So I wouldn't come in here and make this my sweet of the day. But if you like the drink, then this is a nice bonus. All right, mateys, we have taken reprieve from the bar, and we have now found ourselves in the captain's quarters. This used to be the room of a Spanish comandante, a Spanish commodore.
Commandant.
Thank you, Alan. I can't speak Spanish. The Spanish Commodore, if you will. And now it has, of course, been taken over by the pirates with all of their plunder and loot, including, if you look right here, that looks like a particular chest that belongs to a particular dead man that may contain a particular heart right inside of it. As you look around, your eyes will definitely drawn to the fireplace with the giant ships in a bottle on the mantle that are famous pirate ships. But I've been told if you pay close attention and happen to be here at just the right time, something may happen. Also in these booths along here, it's hard to see because there's guests sitting there, but hopefully we'll be able to get a shot of it. There are carvings showing pirate legends, including legends and moments from Captain Jack's adventures that you may recall. And if you look right here on the wall, the pirate oath that Captain Jack references at one point, something magical's happening. Phew! The mermaids came, but luckily we are not affected by the mermaid's charm. Also in one of the other booths, there is the battle scene that you can see on the ride. So cute little nods in here. Also in the back corner of the captain's quarters, there is the game booth where the pirates play things like checkers and cards. But take a look at the shelves because you may see a little bitty piece of the Kraken. And across from that, you'll see some portraits of pirates, including one Tia Dalma, which is very fun and beautiful.
Now on this other side of the Pirates Lounge, you are in the map maker's room, as evidenced by the plethora of maps all the way throughout, drawn by a crazed pirate cartographer, just the type of person who I want drawing my maps. In fact, the reason they believe this map maker to be crazed is because he barricaded himself in this room with his maps, so they had to fire a cannon so that they could get inside. So you see this hole in the wall here, which is their main point of entry, and then the cannonball sitting in the wall there, alongside a variety of other maps that were drawn in a very distinct style. Now, hidden away at the top of this bookshelf is the Malkoon map. If you are familiar with the third Pirates of the Caribbean films, you will know that this is the map that has to be utilized to find the other side of the world so that they might rescue Captain Jack Sparrow from Davy Jones' locker, where you have the entire crew running from side to side on the ship in order to tilt it upside down and flip it, so that way they could be on the underside of water. I'm not sure how that map tells you that, if I'm being honest, but I am excited for the ingenuity of the pirates to discover that. Now, the table that you are seated at inside the cartographer's room is the same exact table that the map maker would have laid these maps out upon to continue his mad drawings. I think one of my favorite pieces of lore dropped here in the map room is on this large map on the back wall, where if you take a quick look here, you will see castaways and lookouts. This is a nod to Castaway Key and Lookout Key, which are two locations that you will stop by on the Disney Cruise Line. They're Disney's private islands. And that's not it, but there are also other hidden locations throughout the map that are direct references to spots certain known pirates have traveled.
Another awesome Easter egg on the map is that if you look right here, it says X marks the spot, and I have to assume this is a nod to Mark Davis, who was one of the original Imagineers on the original Pirates of the Caribbean, because his name is spelled M-A-R-C, not M-A-R-K. You know what I mean? I was hoping they'd put some nods to the original Imagineers in here, so we are continuing to look for other ones. Maybe Exitensio, maybe all the X's in here for Exitensio, who wrote the song. All right, we've picked up our second libation, and we see exclusive beer on a menu, we're ordering it. This is the Pirates Paradise Blonde Ale, because,
You get it.
a hilarious reference to my hair. I love it. I love Blonde Ale. It's a very classic beer, but it has a little more oomph than like a lager or it's like a pale ale. But it's still not as heavy as wheat beers, which I also really like, which is good because, it's hot, it's in Florida. You got a lot of plundering and pillaging to do. You don't want to be weighed down by a heavy beer, but it's nice and crisp and refreshing. This is delightful if you're a beer drinker.
And I am having the Salty Sea Margarita. Now this is made with tequila, Contro Ube, which is why it has that purple color, I'm told, and lime. Cheers. I mean, that's how you make a margarita. It is sweet, but it's not like super cloyingly sweet because there's not like a mix to it. Contro gives it just that little bit of brightness. The Ube has almost a smooth finish to help smooth out the tequila, which is very forward. And then the lime giving you that classic margarita acidity. This is very good. I think a margarita enjoyer, if you want something that tastes lighter, we can actually taste the tequila instead of the mix. And our second round of food has arrived, the Island Provisions. This is made with plantain chips, blue corn tortillas, and toasted flatbread, served with a mango chutney, garlic, chimichurri, spiced guava, and zesty cilantro cream dips. And I love a chip and dip situation, so I can't wait to dig in.
All right, rapid fire dip test. Chutney. Sweet and tastes like mangoes.
Nice.
Guava. Sweet and tastes like guava, kind of like guava barbecue sauce almost. I like that one more, personally. Chimichurri. Definitely the best one so far. Ooh, that is fantastic. It is herbaceous and super garlicky, a little tiny bit of heat. That is phenomenal. And now this garlic. Tons of cilantro, creamy, dreamy. The savory ones are my favorite, no surprise. But overall, the corn cake is the better option. Although the corn cake with this chimichurri would be nutso.
Out of this world.
So I would get both just to do that. But if you're only going to get one thing, get the corn cake. Taking a closer look at the booth with the Jack Sparrow story, you can distinctly see moments from the movie of the cursed pirate treasure. You can see him and Davy Jones fighting. You can see the Kraken. But my favorite detail is from the ride, the Jack and the Barrel.
One of the coolest activations in this map room is when you will hear the cursed mapmaker, the crazed mapmaker whisper, and then as he does these beautiful scrawlings along the walls of certainly somebody who has all his mental faculties, and on the large treasure map on the back wall, you'll see it illuminated with a doubloon, where one of the hidden locations of a cursed treasure might be located.
Now that we've been in this place, exploring and plundering and booties, what be ye favorite treasure?
Be me favorite treasure. Oh, I be thinking my favorite treasure here. Probably the chalices at the top of the bar next to our parrot friend, or Davy Jones' chest. And Miss Molly, what be your favorite booty?
My favorite booty is that man's gripper. Arr. And the nod to Mark Davis.
Why be it always be the toes?
You gots to get the grippers out. Pirates know.
That map behind you looks like a gripper. From this perspective there.
What?
This one right here looks like a toes. Toes out here and there. And look at them. The main body of the island.
Toes.
And then
That's
the
where
toes.
Dracula lives.
Oh, that's a very different park.
Aye, and under the portrait of Tia Dalma, Matey Diaz just showed me a neat Easter egg. If you sit in either of these two chairs, the portraits behind you are just a background because you become the portrait that matches the other ones here at the captain's quarters. That is very cool.
All right, our 45 minutes are up, so we are going to head out. But Before we go, as you're making an exit, you're going to see a cannon that is carved in the visage of a dragon. This is from Sao Feng ships, Captain Sao Feng ship known as the Empress from Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, that after his untimely death will be taken over by Elizabeth Swan, Captain Swan, and soon to be Pirate Lord Swan.
And all too quickly, our 45 minutes was up. But we popped into the gift shop right next door from the attraction because they did bring a few items for Beak and Barrel, including, they're going to tell you that this is Rummy. They're going to tell you that this shoulder pal is Rummy the parrot. But I'm here to tell you that his name is Davis and or Lawrence. Because we have a very similar looking bird from Disney Cruise Line that's what we named ours. So I encourage you to name your parrot whatever you'd like. And then they also have this t-shirt, which Alan is getting footage of. Oh, I might be buying it. Sounds like at least one of these is coming. Yeah, if you get it in your size, we can both wear it. There's a very cute t-shirt with Rummy on the back for the new bar. Also, this doesn't really have a lot to do with the Beak and Barrel, but can I just say I'm obsessed with the fact that they've come out with little golden books of the different Disney attractions. I sent these to my nieces and nephews. I think there's mansion ones too. There's an orange bird one. There's a figment one. And I just read little golden books a lot as a kid. And I'm really glad that they're still thriving and still creating stories. And I love that you could read these to your kids before they come to Disney World and they'd be all excited to ride these rides that don't have IP attached to them. Like, I know there's IP attached to them now, but Pirates and Jungle, you get it. They weren't an IP originally, you know? And I think it's good that kids are just as excited about the Jungle Cruise as they are about, like, Toy Story, you know?
All right, what'd you think?
I loved it. I immediately walked in and had tears in my eyes because it was like stepping into my favorite ride. Like, for 45 minutes, I got to live inside my favorite attraction of all time. My number one favorite attraction is Pirates of the Caribbean, the original at Disneyland. That's my favorite Disney ride, and I've been on many rides around the world, and that one is number one, and we got to live in it for 45 minutes.
And truly, I would say the only comparable experience that we have had is the Haunted Mansion parlor aboard the Disney Treasure, which is like stepping into my favorite attraction, Disney's Haunted Mansion. It's phenomenal.
And I knew how good the Haunted Mansion parlor was, and I only could dare to hope and dream that this would be that level, because I thought maybe because they're doing it bigger, because it's in a park. I don't know. But I do think it's comparable to the Haunted Mansion parlor in the sense that, like, every couple minutes something happens. We saw like several different show scenes, and I know we didn't see them all, and I love that. I love that every time you go back, a different thing could happen, and some of those things had to do with Captain Jack from the movies, and some of those things were quotes from the ride. I loved it.
Now listen, I've got to be honest, recently some of the things that have been released to the parks haven't necessarily been my favorite, but this proves and reaffirms that when Disney Imagineering shows up and executes at that high level we've come to expect, they can deliver some of the best immersive theme park experiences.
And I gotta say, I hoped that going in, I would have the best time wandering around and looking for Easter eggs and nods to the movies and the ride and all of the pirate things and feeling like a pirate. I was a little wary of the food and beverage just because oftentimes in themed experiences, the drinks and the food aren't my favorite. Like Oga's Cantina, I go for the vibes more than any singular food or beverage item, but I was actually impressed.
I agree. I'm going to +1 that and say we're also in the Magic Kingdom. And traditionally for me, and I know for you as well, not necessarily the favorite destination for food and drink. I'd come back for that food, that griddle cake.
That was
incredible.
fantastic.
And the drinks, very good. They surprised me in such a big way. I found myself like really quite floored.
My heart is honestly so full of like joy and pixie dust and pirate treasure, and actually huge part of that is to the crew. A big thanks to the crew here. The cast members are excellent. The way that they react to the different audio cues, the way they talk to you in pirate, like when it started storming and they were all holding on to things, or the siren noise and they were all covering their ears, like I think this experience is 10 times better because of the cast in there.
It's very much like Trader Sam's has met Oga's Cantina.
And it's like better than either, I think. So big shout out to them. This is so much fun, and it's I can't say enough good things about it, which honestly, again, I came in a little wary because I didn't want to get disappointed. And I was not only not disappointed, I was overwhelmed with emotion and joy at being in that space.
Well, what an incredible addition to this park. What a great way to celebrate an iconic attraction that is in most of these theme parks around the world.
Not to mention a huge movie franchise.
Oh yeah, that small thing. Yeah.
My heart is so full right now. I'm just like giddy about this location. I truly think the next time you're at Magic Kingdom, you should do your best to get a reservation here. If you hate Pirates of the Caribbean for some reason, which
Why?
how
Why?
Are you okay?
Everything good?
What's up?
You wanna talk about it?
But it's 45 minutes in air conditioning with really good food and really good drinks in this park. But I know it's gonna be hard to get reservations. Mouse Dining, this is not sponsored by them. They're not paying me to say this, but that is how we book a lot of our reservations, and or use a travel agent. Our friends at Be Our Guest Vacations booked this for us because these released while we were on a cruise ship, I think, or doing something else.
No, we were on a ship,
So
ironically enough.
They're also not paying me to say this, but do whatever you can to come in here because it is absolutely worth it, and I would say 100% worth the wait to be the first lounge in the Magic Kingdom.
I agree. But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and come join us on Discord. We would love to see you there. The links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it's been awesome.
Nailed.
We have asked.